It hits at 1 in the morning. Your partner is asleep beside you. Nothing is actually wrong, and yet a single question jolts you awake. Do I actually love this person, or have I been faking the whole thing? Your immediate reaction is to check. You look inward, scanning your own chest to find that rush of warmth you are supposed to feel. And the second you go looking for it, it's gone. Panic sets in. This thought is incredibly convincing because it doesn't feel like normal anxiety. It feels like your own inner voice. It feels like the honest part of you, the part that refuses to settle, tapping you on the shoulder to say things aren't right. But nobody argues with their own honesty, so you investigate. You read old text messages for proof you were happy. You test yourself. What feels like a hidden truth bubbling up from your subconscious is actually an obsessive loop wearing the costume of clarity. The act of checking your feelings creates a bizarre psychological trap. The moment you actively investigate your emotions for someone, you damage the very feelings you're trying to measure. To see why, look at this model comparing two distinct nervous system states. On one side, we have open, fluid emotional connection. On the other, we have rigid, analytical measurement. The human body cannot operate in both of these states at the same time. So when you approach your relationship with a clipboard and a stopwatch, you are rigging the trial. The analytical posture guarantees you won't feel tenderness, and then you falsely interpret that absence as proof the love has died. In the early 2000s, researchers Guy Doran and Danny Derby started studying people caught in this exact cycle of relentless questioning. They gave it a clinical name, Relationship Obsessive Compulsive Disorder, or ROCD. This side-by-side comparison shows the difference. Ordinary doubt, the linear path on the left, points at a specific event. You raise the issue, and it resolves. But ROCD doubt, the circular path on the right, has no shape. It asks unanswerable what-ifs. Even after absolute reassurance, the loop resets and comes back hungrier. Checking your feelings or begging friends for reassurance acts like a temporary painkiller. It works for about 20 minutes. Your brain notes that checking makes the fear stop, and suddenly the investigation becomes an automatic habit every time anxiety spikes. But that painkiller is a poison. Every time you seek a quick hit of reassurance, you shrink your brain's tolerance for not knowing. You teach yourself that ordinary emotional uncertainty is a 5-alarm fire that must be put out immediately. This internal struggle rarely stays contained in your head. It bleeds into the physical space between you and your partner, creating very real external destruction. Look at this split-screen model. On the left, the anxious partner silently scans their heart, inadvertently broadcasting distant static. As that signal crosses the table, it is mistranslated. The partner on the right reads that static as rejection. This relentless scanning is often an outdated childhood survival skill. If you grew up tracking unpredictable love to stay safe, your monitoring system never learned to turn off. It just redirected its vigilance at your own feelings. Left alone, this protective loop isolates both people. She scans for love and finds static. He reads static and assumes she is slipping away. By demanding proof of connection, the anxiety manufactures the exact breakup it was terrified of causing. At the center of this anxiety is a widespread cultural myth, the idea that the right relationship will arrive with a hum of absolute 100% certainty. You scroll past crying at the airport reels and anniversary posts, swearing that when you know, you know. When you compare your own quiet, messy Tuesday against those highly curated 3-second highlight clips, your standard human doubt suddenly feels like a fatal flaw. Certainty about the future, or about the inner workings of another human being, is a metric that simply does not exist. You are sending back your meal and demanding a dish the kitchen cannot make. You cannot think your way out of this loop. If you try to finally solve the question of whether you love them, the anxiety will simply move the goalposts and ask for more proof. The clinical alternative is radical. This diagram illustrates a completely different approach, allowing a massive, unresolved question mark to sit in your mind, unanswered, while your life continues safely around it. When the doubt spikes, clinicians suggest a specific 4-word protocol. Maybe, maybe not.
Anyway, do I really love him? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, I am going to make the coffee. Anyway, I am going to stay in this conversation. You choose to live your life despite the buzzing presence of the anxiety in the room. By enduring the temporary, brutal discomfort of an open question, your nervous system finally learns the crucial lesson. Uncertainty is not a threat. When you drop the clipboard and stop interrogating your heart, genuine warmth gets the room it needs to return, entirely unaudited.